Today, we look at Camp Guardian, an NCR outpost that has a direct line of sight to the fort, but unlike many camps, it's as quiet as the grave, which suits this place just fine as many brave soldiers made theirs here. Located at the top northwestern part of the map, it sits on top of a large plateau of rock, and just before you see it, you will hear it, the distress signal that is being emitted.
The camp was attacked. I think I'm the only one left alive. The camp was attacked. I think I'm the only one left alive. Goddamn leg. I don't know how much longer I'm gonna make it before I bleed out. Bravo, come in, Bravo. Is anyone out there? We were attacked by some kind of freak mutants from the caves. Please send backup. We were attacked by some kind of freak mutants from the caves. Please send backup. The camp was attacked. I think I'm the only one left alive. Guardian is down. I repeat, Guardian is down. Requesting backup from any nearby forces. This is Private Halford requesting backup. Anyone out there? The camp was attacked. I think I'm the only one left alive. Those beasts dragged the rest of the men away. Oh God, I hope they don't come back for me.
The other half of the story of this camp is told in the 11 log notes that can be found along the main path towards Guardian Peak. Located at the peak, funnily enough. The order of the notes is scripted so only the locations of the notes remain constant, not their contents. The order is 7, 3, 18, 20, 13, 5, 8, 15, 19 and 14. They are as follows and are all written by Sergeant Banner, and each page corresponds to a day. Log page 3. This place is a mess. Most of the old hiking trails are buried in landslides, and the rest are so dusted you can't tell which direction you're supposed to go. I don't know what the hell the survey team was thinking when they said this was a strategically sound location. At least we were issued plenty of rations and the river has plenty of fresh water. We could eat for months. Let's hope tomorrow brings some headway clean this place up. Log page 5. We've managed to shovel most of the debris up to the first bridge. This thing looks like a wreck. Thankfully there were a few wooden shacks around so we can dismantle for scrap to rebuild. I just hope we don't run out of scrap before we finish the trail. Jackson says he heard some kind of howling the other night. It sounded like the wind to me. Log page 7. Okay, we're making good headway cleaning up the paths. With only 12 of us, I'm amazed we've moved this much rock in such a short time. Keel and I made it to the top yesterday. The survey team was right. Guardian Peak has one hell of a view, but we still have a lot of work ahead of us. I sent our runner to Bravo to request a radio from McCarran. There isn't much point in having an overwatch camp here, if it takes us at least an hour to sprint to Bravo to report a Legion assault. Log page 8. More complaints of strange noises by Jackson. I'm starting to think he still has some unresolved issues after seeing his last squad wiped out by a Legion slaver squad to the south. I sent out a few men to investigate, but they couldn't find anything. I think we should keep Jackson away from the munitions until he calms down. Log page 12. We managed to get the rest of the path cleared. Some pre-war fencing was mostly intact and we were able to set it up as a makeshift barrier. On the more dangerous cliffs. I hope none of these jarheads fall off. We found a few cave entrances as we were clearing the rubble. They lead back to each other with just a single collapsed path which appears to lead down into the mountains. The damn survey team didn't mention any caves. I hope we don't find any more little surprises. Log page 13. It's been almost a week and still no sign of a radio from McCarran. I'm sending a runner to Bravo to see if they can spare a handheld or any other radio gear until McCarran can get around to sending the gear I requested. I swear those dumb bastards back at command expect us to use carrier pigeons or something. Log page 14. It's been a week and still no sign of a radio from McCarran. At least Bravo was nice enough to give us a handheld, so we can relay to them in the meantime should Caesar try anything. Halford will get the radio set up if and when it finally arrives. For now he is in charge of the handheld and daily reports to Bravo. Log page 15. The handheld is working well enough and we finished building steps up to the steeper sections of the path. We can finally move the rest of our gear to the top. Last night Jackson came screaming into the tent, swearing up and down he saw shadows moving in the water. I know legionaries are known to be fast runners, but swimming across the river? I sent half of the men in pairs to check the area, but again we came up empty-handed. I'm starting to think Jackson is unstable and may need counselling. I'll request a replacement when we get the radio from McCarran. Log page 18. We finally got the radio from McCarran. I set it up at the peak so anyone on Overwatch duty can quickly radio in if the Legion makes a move. I'd like to know which genius back at command decided to send a squad to this location, but didn't think to give us a radio so we could actually call in an attack. Probably another politician's son. Log page 19. Okay, now I'm starting to hear noises. During my watch last night, I definitely heard splashes down in the water. I requested an additional survey from McCarran, but they blew it off as nerves. Fish don't make that much damn noise. I sent down half of the squad with lamps, but they couldn't see anything. We can't find any other cave openings. Maybe I've caught a little crazy from Jackson. I wish we had some cat eye. I can't see shit at night. Log page 20. More surprises. Collins came across a cave entrance right behind our damn tent. The survey team should have caught this if they'd done a thorough job. I have no idea if anything is in there, but we don't have the manpower to deal with any serious pests. I'm going to have some choice words for Burke the next time I see him. This isn't the first time that idiot skipped over details while surveying an area. I hope to God we're not sitting on some kind of nest. I'm going to send in Frakes and Collins to scout the caves tomorrow. If we have to, we'll use explosives to collapse the cave. As we can see, they were in the process of setting up said explosives before they were presumably attacked and killed by the assailants, as was the rest of the camp. Based on the food at the camp and the fact that a lot of the blood leads away from the tents, the bastards must have attacked them in the night. However, all is not lost, and we find both the cause of the slaughter and its sole survivor.
Damn leg. Oh, thank God. I didn't think I'd ever see another human face down here. He must be the backup I've been calling for. Where are the rest of your men? Shit. Do you have any damn idea what lives in these caves? We need to get out of... We need to go now! With my bare hands. I would have shot it, but I was cleaning my gun when they swarmed the camp. The ugly bastard knocked me down and started dragging me down into these caves. I managed to get my knife out and get a good throw into his back. Once he was on the ground, all it took was a bit of choking and punching to finish him off. I don't know, some kind of man-fish freak like the one I killed over there. I'd heard fishermen spin old tales of lakelurks swimming in the water. I always thought they were just bullshit mermaid stories. Thanks a lot, Doc. I think I should be able to walk out of here now. I don't want to risk running into a pack of those freaks alone, though. Could you escort me out of here? Are you crazy? No way in hell am I going deeper into those caves. You haven't seen what they did to the other troopers, and I'd rather not find out why they took all of the bodies. All right, you have a point. They were good men and deserve better. Can't guarantee I'll be much help against their numbers, but I'll do what I can. Chances are we won't get out of here alive anyway. Lead on.
So the shites responsible for all this are the lakelurks, who dwelt in these caves before the NCR showed up. We have asked Halford to help us clear up the caves to honour the memory of his men, and he obliges. There are several lakelurks located throughout the cave, but it's the larger chamber that interests us. Within the first large chamber, several lakelurks can be found. However, it's the passageway leading down where shit hits the fan. The slaughtered bodies of NCR soldiers can be found, one after another, some whole and some maimed to fuck. All with dog tags. That becomes important later. Many more lakelurks can be located in the next chamber, but it's the big one that we're interested in. The king. Larger and more orange/yellow than the rest, so blow it the fuck. After it is killed and the rest of its kin, we can direct our attention to the gruesome scene at the centre of the room. Piles of corpses. Brave NCR service men and women slaughtered in droves, along with some poor cunt of a Brahmin. The reason? The eggs. The Mirelurks were trying to lay eggs and hatch and raise their young, and these NCR soldiers would provide more than enough sustenance for that purpose. Below is a sort of underwater lake, and the main means by which the lakelurks came and went from the cave to hunt. However, at the back of the cave, the bodies of dead lakelurks can be found. My reasoning for this is that, before the NCR showed up, the lakelurks needed some source of food, and, with no other plentiful options available, turned on their own kind as a means for food. The underwater section at the back leads to the outside, and once here, unless he got stuck, you can talk to Halford.
Thanks for getting me out of there. I better get started back to California. I know, but now that I can see the way out, I'm not so sure. I'd rather not join my dead buddies anytime soon. I'm gonna start heading back to California now. I'm not about to let myself get killed by future NCR incompetence. If you find my friends, please return their dog tags to the NCR. People need to know what happened here. If they won't listen, do what you can to make them listen. The dead need to be avenged.
As a reward, he tells you how he figured out the simple and not very intuitive way of stealing all his dead comrades' dog tags to fashion into an implement to kill people, and then gives you the schematic. You know, to honour their memory. The NCR needed an outpost that afforded them an excellent view of their enemy. They found such a place in Camp Guardian. The rock formation and general area was a shithole, and required quite a bit of clearing to sort out. Jackson begins hearing noises, but this is blamed on him being unstable, even though no mention of this being the case is made before. They have no radio and no means to keep in constant communication for over 2 weeks. They then found a series of tunnels, but nothing that, at the time, seemed to require any form of alarm. Eventually they all began to hear sounds, and they eventually decided to blow the caves to block them off. It is at this point that the lakelurks attacked them, killing everyone bar Halford, who managed to get a distress signal off, which allowed us to find him and kill the bastards. In the end, however, the NCR lost a valuable outpost, and many soldiers lost their lives. I hope you enjoyed the episode. If you did, likes, favourites and shares really help. Want to chat? Leave a comment below or follow me on Twitter at thenthapple. If you have any suggestions for future content that you would like me to try my hand at, leave it in the comment section below. I am considering maybe some Bioshock Infinite lore. I shall have to see what I think about it when I finish the game. But how would you all feel about that? Leave your responses below. And I hope to see you in the next episode. And goodbye.